Hi guys, it's Ronnie here again. So in the last episode, I actually covered a little bit about how both real estate and insurance agents get paid. So today I'm going to talk something about it a little bit deeper, which you need to know that's called prospecting. Right, so what is prospecting? So prospecting is actually a process where you actually find your client. Right, so unless you actually have a very strong family background, or you have a lot of friends and family who are going to support you in the business, you will need to actually find your own clients. Right, and even if you have a lot of friends and family who are able to support you in the business, you will also need to eventually find your own clients to make the business more sustainable. Correct? So prospecting is actually very essential in ensuring that you'll do well in both real estate and insurance. Okay, so I'm going to cover a little bit about prospecting in the insurance first. Okay, for example, if you today, I like to tell my friends, right, if you go into a food court, you'll find about 80 to 100 people there. And out of the 80 to 100 people, I would say that about 80% of them will be able to buy insurance products from you, correct? So as long as they are of age, they have a bit of financial income, and most importantly, they are healthy. So as an insurance agent, your job is to actually uncover why do they need to buy insurance. So when you uncover the need, then of course as an insurance agent, you already know that the company will have already prepared a suite of products from you. All they have to do is to tell the seller what products are good for you, and you got a deal there and then already. Okay, so maybe before that, right, let me share with you a very interesting story about me prospecting. And this is something that has stayed with me for a very long time. I was doing street prospecting. So if you guys don't know what is street prospecting, actually go up to random people and asking them to do perhaps like a survey, or just going up to them to talk about insurance in general, right? So I was doing prospecting at an area where it's right beside an open car park. So I was approaching this guy, and this guy happens to be waiting for his wife to come out of the MRT station. So I talked to him, I said, hi, can I have a bit of your time, share with you a little bit about insurance. So I clearly remember, right, that guy didn't want to give me the time of his day. Yeah, he just said, oh no, it's fine, I'm busy right now, don't talk to me. Then I was thinking like, you're waiting for your wife ma, right? Then why you cannot give me a bit of your time? So he just said, it's okay, just pass me your name card. I know what you're doing. At the end of the day, I feel that I don't have a shot with him. And I don't have my name card with me at the moment, right? So I said like, yeah, sure, I can just pass me my name card, maybe let me go back to my car and get the name card and I'll pass it to you. So yeah, sure. So he was waiting for his wife and I walked back to get my name card. At the moment I took my name card from my car and I passed him the name card, right, I find that he actually warmed up to me a lot. Yeah, he asked me, oh yeah, so you're from like my ex company, right? Yeah. So, oh okay. Actually my insurance agent just left and I'm actually looking for somebody to review my policy. Like, oh, that's great. Yeah. Maybe I give you my number, then you can contact me lah. So like, wow, very strange. So before I went to my car, right, then he was very cold. He was not really very polite. And the moment I came back and gave him my name card, he was started to warm up differently. Yeah. So what I realized from that experience, right, is that perhaps he saw that I was owning a car at that point of time, and I was also owning a pretty good car I would say. So I think the first impression actually is very important when doing prospecting. Yeah. So one of the main pointers, right, that I need to know is that as you meet the client and you only have a limited time to make the first impression. So whenever you are prospecting, right, it's not really about what you say, but really about how you approach the prospect, how you talk to them, the clothes you wear, and how the prospect generally see you as. So as much as you can, right, you actually need to put up a very good first impression. And that's the number one thing for prospecting, especially direct prospecting, like your street prospecting, like when you do a cold calling, your tonality, and if you do your door knocking, how you actually approach, how you actually greet the person over at the other side of the door. So that's a very important thing to note, number one, for prospecting in insurance. Okay. So the point number two that we'll talk a little bit about insurance prospecting, right, is that how to actually be effective. So a lot of people, when they just join the industry, when they try to meet their friends for dinner, but find that they still cannot close their friends, or they try to meet their family for dinner, they count that as prospecting. So is it really effective? It's something that you have to ask yourself, correct? So the thing that my mentor in the insurance industry taught me is to actually classify the activities that you do into red light, amber light, and green light. So what does that mean? So red light is something that you do, right, that will not generate you any more business. For example, like own personal time, or you go and socialize with your friends, or you go and drink. So all these are actually red light activities which will not generate you more business. Okay, so for amber light, right, it's a 50-50. For example, if you meet to do a webinar or a seminar for your clients, so it does not directly translate to more immediate business. So a lot of agents, right, they actually go out for appointments, they find that, wow, they meet a lot of appointments, they find their time is very effective. But meeting your friends for dinner to talk about insurance, right, might not 100% be a real life activity, which I'll cover later. So what exactly is real life activity? So real life activity is an activity that you do that is solely done to generate more business. For example, your door knocking, your cold calling, your street prospecting, and talking to as many people as you can about insurance, right? So as long as you find that majority of your time is spent on green light and less of it on amber light and red light, you'll find that you will do well in the business. Alright, so this is how to actually make your prospecting more effective. Alright, so in summary, prospecting in insurance is very simple. You have to talk as many people as you can because you have to understand that if you go in a food court of 80 to 100 people, I would say 80% of them are able to buy insurance. And your job as a insurance agent, right, is to really uncover their need, talk to them, let them show that you are there and you are able to help them with their financial planning. My take on how you should prospect in insurance is to go by volume and approach as many people as you can. So this is what I did back then, and I would say that in 1 year I actually closed about 300 cases just by talking to a lot of people. Yeah, that's not common, but that is the way that I was running my business. And from there, you can find that you will eventually get more referrals. You will actually be able to approach a family member and help them with their financial planning as well. So that is very important for prospecting in insurance. So now we're going to talk a little bit about prospecting in real estate and how is it different compared to insurance. So what I would like to do is that I like to go back to the food court example. So again, today you go to the kopitiam or GoFood, right? So out of the 100 people that you see in the kopitiam, how many of them have a real estate need? I would say max 20. So this is the main difference prospecting in real estate as compared to insurance. So what this means, right, is that prospecting in real estate, right, you have to have a more targeted funnel. In insurance, you have to have a wider funnel. In real estate, you can do many things, right? You can help people to buy, you help people to sell, you help people to rent. And there's also residential and commercial. So as a real estate agent, before you actually start your prospecting, it's very important to know what is your area of focus. If you know your area of focus, then you can tailor-make your prospecting efforts to reach that area of focus. Again, things like your collateral, your marketing materials, your flyers, your PowerPoint decks, you have to create it in a way so that it will help you to prospect more efficiently. Right, so as a real estate agent, it's very important to know what kind of clients you want to serve and what kind of area are you the best at. Do you have experience in commercial? Or do you have experience in residential? Do you have any prior experience that are able to help you to prospect more efficiently? Okay, so another thing you have to note with prospecting real estate, right? You are actually a broker. Unlike insurance where you already have the product that's made for you, there's only a one-way street. For real estate, it's actually a two-way street. So what do I mean? So as a real estate agent, if you are selling a house, you have to find a seller that you have to sell the house for. And you can also have to find a buyer. So prospecting in real estate is both ways. Unlike insurance, it's only one way. So that is the main difference. Okay? Alright, so the third thing is what's the methods to actually prospect in real estate. In terms of prospecting in real estate and insurance is quite similar. So of course you have door knocking, then you have your cold calling. So cold calling actually means that you call owners, residents to ask them if they have anything you can help them with, and there's also digital marketing. So real estate is very heavily dependent on digital marketing nowadays. For example, if you do a home tour, you run ads on social media like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So these are the ways that you actually prospect. And with digital marketing, you can also target your geographical area. Yeah, so it makes your prospecting more systematic as well. Okay, so these are the few methods that can prospect in real estate as compared to insurance. In terms of the volume, so for insurance, right, you actually have to do a mass volume, right? So insurance is also a lower ticket item. So eventually, your prospect, your clients will trust you a lot based on their first impression of you. So it's very important for you to actually have integrity because clients when buy insurance will do a lesser due diligence as compared to real estate. Because for real estate, you have to focus a lot of time working on the case, finding the right house for the buyers, finding the right seller for the sellers, and to help them best in their circumstance. So if you talk about again the red light, amber light, and green light, so a lot of time, right, is actually spent on helping your clients to find the right house on the case in real estate as compared to insurance, where majority of your time should be spent on prospecting because the client turnaround rate is very, very fast. Okay, so again, it's very important for you as an insurance agent to have that level of integrity and for your client to trust you. Right. The second thing that's most important is that insurance is a one-way street, right? You have a product that's already made for you to sell, but for real estate, you are a broker, right? So what does a broker mean is that you have to find a product and you have to find a buyer or a seller for their product. So that is the second difference between real estate and insurance. Point number 3 is that the main difference between insurance and real estate in terms of prospecting is the cost. Right, so in terms of insurance, the flyers are printed by the company, and you find yourself to be able to do a lot of zero cost prospecting, like cold calling, your door knocking, and meeting people on the street. However, as a real estate agent, you have to put your own money to do your own home tours, to put your own videos, put your own flyers, and even to buy the stamps for direct mailers. So this is the main difference. But of course, however, in terms of commission-wise, in real estate, you earn more per case as compared to insurance. So these are the main 3 differences in terms of prospecting as a real estate agent and an insurance agent. Alright, so this is the end of this video. So if you like this video, do remember to drop me a like, share, and subscribe, and you can find my Instagram link below. So if you have any questions with regards to real estate or insurance, right, you can just drop me a DM. I'll see you guys again next week. We'll share a little bit more about what is coming up in the next video. Alright, see you guys soon. Take care.